I recently had a colleague tell me a story about a nonprofit that was collecting donations for several specific funds. One individual pledged a donation and asked to be invoiced, but the bookkeeping people accidentally put the wrong fund on the invoice. Now, easy mistake, right? It's happened to the best of us. Super easy to correct. No biggie. But instead of noticing the error and asking for it to be corrected, the donor sent a scathing email accusing the organization of all sorts of malfeasance and threatening to withdraw his donation if it wasn't, quote-unquote, corrected immediately. In those famous words of Spinal Tap guitarist Nigel Tufnell,
"These go to 11.
In their book, The Resilience Factor, 7 Keys to Finding Your Inner Strength and Overcoming Life's Hurdles, Doctors Karen Rivich and Andrew Schatt talk about what they call learning your ABCs. Now, basically, they're attempting to help readers have a greater understanding of the types of situations in which we're the least resilient. The ABCs stand for adversity, beliefs, and consequences. Now, adversity is anything that pushes your buttons. What pushes your buttons? In the book, the authors also talk about the anger family of emotions, including annoyance, irritability, outrage, fury, wrath. That's just to name a few. This anger family, they say, is brought on by the belief that someone has intentionally violated your rights and that someone has set out to harm you. Now, here's the kicker. People who misperceive harm and believe their rights have been violated when they really have not, quote, lack resilience and suffer a great deal, end quote. People who anger easily and have worse impulse control actually wreak havoc in their own lives and in the lives of everybody around them. So, what do you do when your buttons get pushed and you find your inner man suddenly hurtling through the air, out of control, whisked away by an angry soul tsunami? Rivich and Schatt recommend what they call calming and focusing techniques. And this is designed just to help you quiet your emotions when they're out of control. This can be something as simple as forcing yourself to take several long, slow, deep breaths, stepping outside for a short walk in the fresh air, or even reciting a calming quote. They recommend song lyrics that you like. Personally, I try to turn to Scripture. Psalm 37:8 says, "Do not be angry and frustrated. Do not fret. That only leads to trouble." Proverbs 14:29 says, "A patient person shows great understanding, but a quick-tempered one promotes foolishness." And James 1:20 says, "For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." The value of calming and focusing is that it's fast, it's portable, and it's powerful. Of course, at some point, you have to begin challenging the underlying beliefs that actually contributed to the soul tsunami in the first place. But that's another episode. The next time you find yourself spiraling out of control because someone or something has pushed your buttons and cranked you up to 11, take some deep breaths, recite the scriptures like Psalm 37:8, Proverbs 14:29, and James 1:20, and regain control so that you can stick the landing.